This is your countdown for the Preston Indians pregame show. Pregame in 30 seconds from Mark. As we'll have a good game today, hopefully. And pregame show will start in 15 seconds from Mark. Pregame in 10 seconds from Mark. Have a good game. Pre-game show in 5 seconds from Mark. This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Tonight, the Preston Indians hit the road as they head to Century to take on the Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Hubbard. Welcome to the pregame show here tonight as the Preston Indians get back on the field after a week off and a couple of very difficult losses the 2 weeks before that. The good news for Preston is, well, with the conference play starting tonight, they still very much can hold their own destiny in their own hands with a victory tonight over Century as far as being able to qualify for postseason play coming up in just a few weeks. The Century Diamondbacks come into the game tonight 0-6 so far on the year. They have a new first-year head coach in Ryan Flashman, his second stint as head coach at Century. But he replaces a coach who lasted just 1 year and then bolted the program after last season. In fact, the Diamondbacks team that Flashman inherits, well, seems to be maybe lacking a little bit in experience and size headed into the game here tonight. In fact, they're averaging just slightly over 8 points per game so far on the year. As we continue on the pregame show, we'll jump into the coach's corner. We'll talk to Craig Cunningham as our coach's interviews brought to you by Evergreen Financial. They'll have that coming up for you in a few minutes. Plus, we'll also learn more about this Century team and the struggles they've had so far on the year. We'll talk to Greg Woods, a sports reporter from the Idaho State Journal in Pocatello, who sees the Diamondbacks just about every week. But on the way next, John Slaughter will join me as we'll continue to work our way down toward kickoff as we'll continue to set the scene for tonight's game. The scene set is brought to you by North Stars Ultimate Outdoors, and it's on the way next here. So stay with us on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And welcome back here to Century High School as we get ready for this evening's game. As John Slaughter joins me, and it's time for tonight's scene set, brought to you by North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. John, it's, I guess, good to have some time away for the boys after a couple of tough losses to Madison and Burley the week before that. And I guess the off week couldn't come at a better time.
You're right. We've had people asking, how do you get yourself up after two extreme losses like that? And I tell them, here's what you have to look at. The teams that we have played are all very high-powered teams. Two of them are 5A teams, a couple of them 4A and a couple 3A, but all on top of their league or standings. So we've played some very tough teams, and then when it comes to this week, it's a whole new season. We start region play, and I see that we have the capability of coming out victorious in this game tonight especially, and then even next week against Pocatello.
But the key there is it's going to take 2 wins. So really this game tonight, is it really a must-win, as is next week at home against Pocatello?
Absolutely, and it's possible but not likely it could end up a 3-way tie, because these teams are so even, I think, according to paperwork, according to the notes, they're very even, and anyone could beat the other one at any time. So
for Preston, they were able to put points on the board, although they've been shut out twice this year in their 6 games. They're able to put points on the board, and that will certainly help tonight against a Century team that only averages a little over 8 points a game.
Yeah, our defense is going to have to be strong. They're going to have to play positive and be aggressive. You've got to have an aggressive defense when you play a team the same caliber. On the other hand, offense, take care of business, and you should be okay.
How do you bounce back from those 2 one-sided losses they've had?
Put it out of your mind. As Coach Cunningham says, let's move on. That's history. There's nothing we can do about it. We're not going to be able to change anything. Let's move on, put our full hearts and hands into this next couple games and see where we can go.
This has been the Scene Set, brought to you by North Star's Ultimate Outdoors, getting you ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors on State Street at the north end of Preston. We'll take a time out. When we come back, we'll jump into our visit with the coach. We'll talk to Craig Cunningham. It's the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Evergreen Financial, and that's on the way next, coming up. So stay with us.
With over 24 years of building multifamily and commercial projects across the Intermountain West, Procon stands apart as a leader in the custom framing industry. Driven by the standard of delivering the highest level of customer service, high-quality work, and integrity, Procon is dedicated to building multifamily and commercial properties that exceed customer expectations. Visit online to see why Procon stands above the rest at buildprocon.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
North Stars Ultimate Outdoors is the best provider of power sport vehicles right here in downtown Preston. Vehicles and equipment from brand names that you know and trust, like Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. Stop in and let us get you ready for your next adventure at North Stars Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts, 777 North State Street, Preston.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Time for the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Evergreen Financials. We'll talk with head coach Craig Cunningham as we get ready for this game here tonight against Century. Well, did you enjoy your day off? We'll start with the positive. Did you enjoy your day off, your week off?
I think it was good for the kids to get a little recuperation, and for the coaches to get a little bit of, relaxation. So, yeah, definitely.
I know. I stopped by practice the one day, and you guys were just kind of taking it easy and working on some things that need to be addressed, but nothing real hard, real serious. Not that I saw anyway on the off week.
Yeah, taking care of bumps and bruises, and just a lot of teaching going on rather than hitting. So
when it came to teaching, what kind of things, looking back at the Madison game from a couple of weeks ago, what kind of things did we need to address? Because it was another one of those games that looked like we should have been better than what we were.
Yeah, it always goes back to pre-alignment, pre-snap alignment on defense, assignment, where we assignment sound. Are the kids seeing their reads in time? Those types of things that we went over. So that was what we were addressing mainly.
Madison was a tough team. I mean, they're a very good squad.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're quite a bit larger than us. I'd love to have 2 Carson Winders, 2 Owen Judds, 2 Cade Lords, right, in every position. So they just outmatched us physically.
When you look back at the game, disappointments other than you lost, and the things that need to be addressed?
Disappointed a little bit with some of our kids that just are still not trusting the reads, but that's what we were taking care of this week. So hopefully it'll improve.
Hopefully indeed, that will improve. I thought that the usual guys played very well, played up to their expectations, and Winder and Judd and the guys out on the ends.
Yeah, it's a distant memory, to tell you the truth. We moved past that. I mean, we didn't even watch film on it, other than just a few teaching points, and then we've moved on.
Yeah, I can see why you want to do that. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back. We'll talk more to Coach Cunningham when we come back. We'll talk about Century as we continue right after this. It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
Welcome back here to the Coach's Corner, brought to you by Evergreen Financials. We'll again visit some more here with Coach Cunningham. Let's talk about what's coming up tonight. Your head-to-head matchup here against the Century Diamondbacks, struggling through another bad season or below-average season as far as the Diamondbacks go, but still a tough matchup.
Yeah, every game is a tough matchup. No games are easy ever, and this is a good, exciting matchup because it's district and everything's on the line. It's basically a playoff game for both teams.
Exactly. They do show at times the ability to play well, and I mean they jumped out to a lead last week against Idaho Falls, but then at the end not able to hold it.
Yeah, they jumped out to, I believe, a 17-6 lead. And they do some good things, both on offense and defense. And they're playing hard. You know, definitely we're not going to take them lightly. We know it's going to be a battle. It's a rivalry game because they're in our district. And we know what we're in store for that way. You know, records don't matter when you hit rivalry weeks. And so we're just got to buckle up and get after it. We'll see what happens.
What kind of things do they do that you're going to have to be ready for and prepare the kids for this game?
They disguise coverages on defense well, so that can cause problems. They offensively, they have weapons. Their quarterback can make plays. They run hard. The running backs run hard, and they have a big offensive line.
And what about us? What are we going to do? Not giving away any clubhouse secrets or locker room secrets.
I'm going to tell you everything right here.
I'm sure you are, and I guarantee you will. But what kind of things can we look for out of our guys here this week as we get ready for Century?
Well, first and foremost, we have to defend better against the run and the pass, especially against big plays. That's the priority that we have going into this game. If we do that, we feel like we have a good chance. And then, of course, turnovers, that can be the X factor in any game, so you always have to take care of the ball and win that turnover war. Hopefully,
things will start to go back up on the upswing now. After Madison. We'll get back after it. Got 3 games left tonight here in Century, then 2 games at home, and it's it sets up for a good finish.
Yeah.
Right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, and I am your local Medicare agent. Medicare annual open enrollment starts October 15th and ends December 7th. Call me at 208-852-2367 for a no-cost one-on-one consultation in your home, or come visit me at Larry's Pharmacy in Preston.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here? And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com.
The Preston Lady Indian volleyball team gets ready to play their final home match of the year on Thursday, October 13th, when they close out the regular season by hosting the Century Diamondbacks. With the district tournament quickly approaching, this match will be important for the Lady Indians in seeding the tournaments. We'll have all the action starting at the pregame show, starting at 6:30. Follow the action live on mylocalradio.com with a full rebroadcast later that night following the Westside match, right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. Preston Volleyball is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, S&T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and by Stokes Marketplace.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back to the Preston Indian pregame show. It's time to learn more about tonight's opponent, the Century Diamondbacks. Preston's beaten Century in 2 of the last 3 overall meetings, but that does not make this Diamondback team any less of an opponent tonight for the Indians. However, for the Indians coming off a pair of tough losses in each of the last 2 weeks, this may be the perfect draw for Preston to get back on their feet headed into the final 2 weeks of the season. This is also the opening week for conference play for all the 3 teams in the conference, and a win tonight for Preston will go a big way to help the Indians get started in conference play. So let's learn more about this 0-6 Diamondbacks club. As joining us on the phone line is Greg Woods, a sports writer from Pocatello. He works for the Idaho State Journal. Greg, thanks for joining us here on the pregame show tonight. Let me ask this first right off. Is this Diamondbacks team as bad as their record might indicate?
I think the thing with them is that they're just like super inexperienced. They have a lot of guys that, are new to football, are new to winning. So I think it's just a combination of just, a lot of guys just haven't played a lot of varsity football, and a lot of them, too, just aren't used to, winning a lot of games. I mean, even last year they only won, I want to say, 2 games. So I think, it's just kind of like a twofold problem where, even the guys that do have experience don't have experience winning. And so, it's just kind of like a, combination of those 2 things, and it's just made it super tough on them.
A year ago they had a first-year coach. He bolted after the season was over, and then Ryan Flashman comes in and takes over at the head of the Century program. It sounds like there wasn't a whole lot in the cupboard that he inherited when he took over.
For sure, yeah. I mean, like I said, there's just a lot of inexperience on this team. I mean, a lot of guys that even if they had played football before, they've been out of it, for a year or 2. So it's just, like I said, just a lot of guys that have not played a lot of football, and they also don't have a JV team. They don't have enough numbers to field a JV team, so they just have a freshman team and a varsity team. And so a lot of the guys that normally would play on the JV team are having to play on the varsity level. And so they're just, a lot of those guys are just, they're having to skip steps to join the varsity team. When they, normally would not have to, and so that's just, that's the other thing with them too is that a lot of them are just having to kind of play above what they normally do.
So the combination of not a lot of numbers personnel wise, and the guys they do have don't have hardly any
experience. Really comes back to bite them. And then you have a guy named Cortez Kiefer who is also he's actually he's a defensive lineman. They recently moved him from guard to the defensive line. Again, I got the coaches are like crazy about his effort. Ryan is super impressed with his willingness, to never take plays off. Just, really loves the contact and physicality. But kind of the thing to deal with their offense in the sense that, they have a couple guys, that they're excited about. But more often the case is just that, most of their guys are super inexperienced, and now it's kind of come back to bite them. Against Idaho Falls, they forced I think they go into halftime at a 17-6, and then on the first drive of the third quarter, their defense forces a 3-and-out, and they're all excited. They want to add on to the lead. But I think IF just kind of cleaned up some of the mistakes that they were making in the first half, and once they were more disciplined, they were able to capitalize on Century's lack of discipline, and that's kind of where things unraveled for him in that game. So,
well, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk a little bit about Century football, and we look forward to having you on again next week as we get ready to take on Pocatello. Greg Woods from the Idaho State Journal, we appreciate your time and appreciate the insight into the Century Diamondbacks, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me on.
Greg Woods from the Idaho State Journal. We'll take a time out and be right back right after this.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
They say the three most important things in life for many people are their faith, their family, and their high school sports. And not necessarily in that order. Advertise where you will get noticed. Call My Local Radio and become a sports advertiser today.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
It's time for Preston Indian Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts CarQuest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires, stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors, get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. This game is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School and Cook Brothers Broadcasting and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast of this game in whole or in part without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting is strictly prohibited. And hi, everybody, and once again, welcome here to Century High School here tonight as the Preston Indians hit the road and come up and will face the Century Diamondbacks. Dan Hubbard with you here, John Slaughter with me alongside, and John Beverly back in studio in Preston at KACH Radio as they're celebrating senior night here tonight. Here at Century. So we still have a few minutes before we get to the opening kickoff as they're still announcing and introducing a lot of the seniors on the onto the field with their parents. So we still have just a little bit of time nonetheless. But John, for the Indians, well, they're able to get back into work this week and get ready, and hopefully we'll be able to produce a more rounded game here tonight.
Well, yeah, they had the opportunity with that week off to, like Coach Cunningham said, is to teach these younger players some of the things that they are doing, or overlooking on what they're doing. So with the walkthrough and a teaching area for the first week and then back to work on the second week is really helpful for these young players, and which is going to be expensive. Looking at the Diamondbacks, they're mostly seniors. There's maybe half that or about that same amount of juniors and sophomores and freshmen on the sidelines. So it's going to be a senior-laden team tonight that we're playing against. But on the other hand, we should be able to compete with them.
All time, going back to over the last 18 meetings, the Century Diamondbacks have won 12 of the 18. However, Preston has won 2 of the last 3. And you might remember the game last year played in that driving rainstorm over in Preston. Century turned the ball over that night 9 times.
Yeah, that was one of their reasons they lost that game was the turnovers. But the good thing was the Indians were able to capitalize on them turnovers. That's where their scores came from, was on the turnovers.
The last 2 weeks, Preston has allowed 138 points, which is the most points they've allowed in 2 games back-to-back since the 2009 season. In fact, that loss just last week or 2 weeks ago at Madison is the the most lopsided loss of 56 points that they've had since 2009, and that loss against Burley came in at the 6th worst loss over the last several years.
Yeah, and as Coach Cunningham said, he would sure like to have 2 Winders, 2 Judds, two Lords, two of these seniors that are very talented and very capable of controlling the game. But you've got to be able to block the holes. You can't put 5 or 6 against 11.
Right.
You've got to be able to fill in the holes, and that's what these young people are learning. And they're going to look back on their underclassmen years and say, we can do this better. So I think it's really going to help the program further down the road.
The offensive struggles for Century are well documented. They average 8.3 points a game, but believe it or not, that's not the worst in Idaho football. It's 6th worst overall, and the worst scoring team in all of the state is Orfino, a 2A team from the Central Idaho League, who only average about 2.5 points a game. So even though it's only 8 points a game for Century, it could be worse.
Yeah, and in defense of the 2A team, their student body is so small that they have to play almost every capable person that's able to even dress. But yeah, as the rankings go up, you don't see too many of the 5A, 4A teams in that category.
We'll take a quick timeout as we continue the senior night ceremonies. When we come back, we'll have our keys to tonight's game. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Level 10 Life provides skilled one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation today at level10lifecoach.com.
With over 24 years of building multifamily and commercial projects across the Intermountain West, Procon stands apart as a leader in the custom framing industry. Driven by the standard of delivering the highest level of customer service, high-quality work, and integrity, Procon is dedicated to building multifamily and commercial properties that exceed customer expectations. Visit online to see why Procon stands above the rest at buildprocon.com.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
At this time, we would like to invite everyone to stand.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. As they get ready to have the national anthem here, we'll squeeze in another quick break. We'll come back and we'll have our keys to tonight's game coming up right after this.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask them, so why did you drive past several different dealers to come and buy your car here. And a lot of times they say, I just like the environment here. I like the low pressure. They don't play games. You guys are straightforward with me. You don't, trick me into buying something I don't want. We take care of people the way we want to be treated, and so they'll drive a ways to do that.
Bought my first truck from here in 1992 when I was 14 years old, and been buying trucks and a few cars ever since. I'm always referring friends, family, anybody I talk to West Motor Company.
We have a good time here, We have a great team of employees that we encourage them to have fun. Play at work is kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
Welcome back here to Century High School as getting all the parents off the field, so it's getting closer to the opening kickoff for tonight's game. As it's time to take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Naylor Insurance for home, health, life, and auto through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by to find out much more on how you can save money at 223 North State Street in Preston. John, what are your keys to the game here tonight against Century?
It's pretty simple. It's PHF. Pride, fun, and heart. I got to think about where they come from. Pride, heart, and fun. If they play for their pride, and they do, they have Indian and school pride. I know a lot of these young men, and they are proud to be an Indian. Heart. I know some of these kids also that have some of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. If they play with heart today, and then if they just come out here and have fun, those are the three keys of tonight: is the pride, heart, and fun.
Century won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so Preston will receive the opening kickoff. And last year, when Preston couldn't lose a coin toss tonight, this year it seems like they just can't win. They won against Lakeland on the season opener, and they've lost 6 in a row since.
Yeah, and coin toss is coin toss. It's always good to. I don't know, there's a lot of coaches that think if they get the ball first, that if they score first, it's a blessing. But if they're behind in the second half, start of the second half, they're going to wish they had the ball.
We apologize for not having a video feed for you tonight. This Pocatello School District is under a contract for video through idahosports.com. If you'd like to watch the game, you can do that over there. Otherwise, just keep it here on my local radio and on KACH, and we'll have the call for you here for tonight's game. As the ball's teed up, Silas Wills will kick off, and it's going to be hooked toward the far sideline. It's going to stay in bounds and picked up there by Blad. Blad comes back across to almost to the 20 and then pushed back near the 15. They're going to give him progress to about the 18-yard line.
Yeah, he had a seam going down the right side, far side of the field, and then decided to cut up. He had a couple of good blocks in front of him, decided to cut up, but the Diamondbacks collapsed on him, and he didn't get anywhere further than the 20.
Here's your starting lineups for those watching on my local radio by Webb Funeral Home. Owen Judd, again, will be the quarterback. Carson Winder at the running back spot. The receivers are Lords, England, Larson, and Knapp. So 1st and 10 for the Indians as they start at their own 18. They'll start out of the shotgun.
And he come in. He had the perfect block coming through to open up that hole for him to gain 12 yards. Nice play.
1st and 10 on the first play as they run right straight over center. And they'll give it back to Winter, let him try a little bit off the right side this time as he goes off tackle, and he's going to be able to pick up about 5 more.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks do have some beef on that line, so it's going to be hard to run straight through unless you get the good block down low and get a stand-up block.
Call it a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up second for Owen Judd. They send trips left, single receiver right. Judd wants to roll left, looking underneath, throws. There's Lords, gets the first down and gets up to the 49.
Great route by Lords as he went out to on the left side, near side here, hooked inside, and the pass was right on the money by Judd.
That'll be a 16-yard completion, good for another first down. as Lords has his first catch of the night. He had 8 catches for 75 yards in the last game against Madison. They go back to the ground and give it back to Winder. Winder gets across the midfield stripe up to about the 47. That'll be as they're going to go quickly and get right back up to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 2. Now he's going to go under center, does Judd, as he tries off the left guard, and he puts his head down and gets up near the 45. That should be close to the first down. They're going to give it to him.
Right. Let me just get a name in here. It was Brandon Lindhart that I couldn't remember who's that name. Brandon Lindhart was the one that opened that hole for Judd because he went right behind him.
Another first down on the gain of 3, right at the 40-yard line. As snap again to Winder, tries the left side, breaks one tackle, breaks another, and gets up near the 35. That'll be a gain of 5.
You know, Lords did a good job doing some lead blocking for him up through there too, as they had 3 Diamondbacks surrounding both of them, but they both just kept their feet moving and gave him some extra yardage.
That's 6 carries in the first 8 plays for Carson Winder, good for 34 yards. 2nd down and 5. Preston in their all-white uniforms tonight. And there's finally a jet sweep that we see on the season as they give it to Inglet, as it's going to be stacked up. It's going to be well short of the first down, as underneath they get it to Inglet, but they only get about 1 yard. He's going to bring up 4th down and 4.
Yeah, he came back to the ball, caught it, and then had to take a couple steps even further back in order to get some momentum to go forward. And they were able to collapse on him for a loss.
They're going to keep the offense on the field, though, and go for it here. On the Century side of the 50-yard line, 4th down and 4. They need to get to just about the 30. And there's a big help as the defense jumps. Nope, they're going to call it against Preston.
Yeah, I think Lords went forward. I might be wrong. I don't have a good angle, so I can't really tell if he was across there or not. But
so the pass was complete underneath the Caden Larson, but they come up about a yard short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Century for their first possession. Now they run out there a couple of different quarterbacks. We'll pitch it. They pitch it outside as it comes to Gunter. Gunter's got the corner. He's got down the sideline and finally run out of bounds at the 40.
That's going to be knocked out of bounds by John, 57, Bracken Ward. So was able to save it from a touchdown. He had a lot of room to run.
It's a 28-yard gain on first down. So 1st and 10 again. Taking their time out of the shotgun as they go with kind of a pistol look as the direct snap comes to Caden Horton, and he gets no gain.
Go ahead.
He'll get about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, Winder came in and blitzed on the backside, and as soon as the handoff, he tackled him, went for the tackle on the feet of the running back, which is down. It looks like he could be hurt.
Uh-oh. Kind of got him down around the ankles. You certainly hope it's not any kind of a bad ankle injury, but Johnson's still laying on the ground. And as they come out to work on him, tell you what, let's sneak in a quick timeout. Go ahead.
It's Ethan Holston was the running back.
So they're working on him. Timeout on the field. We'll be right back.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah.
Still working on the injured player here for the Diamondbacks, as they're looking at a 3rd down and about 8 situation coming up, as getting the injured player up to his feet and hopefully be able to see if he can walk. He's having a hard time putting any weight really while just trying to stand, as get a couple of players under each arm and help him off the field. Coach Ryan Flashman out there to check on his player.
You're right, it was 34. That's Corbin Johnston.
So they'll help Johnson off the field, and it'll be 3rd down and 8.
But it was man-to-man coverage on the way down, and he just outran his man.
I want to say it was Richie Bull, number 11, who was down there wide open. 1st and goal as they set the ball at the 2. So here's the Century offense ready to go at it, and back and won the game in the second half. Again, Satter straight ahead, ducks his head and gets into the end zone.
Yeah, he just ran right between his center and left guard, and he just went. They just opened up the hole, and he went in untouched.
So Satter on the 1-yard run gets into the end zone. Century breaks on top. And they'll come in. They'll try the 1-point conversion here. And hold on. We got whistles before we can get the snap off.
And he does have a foot. He can kick that ball a long ways.
Spot is down. And kick is up. And it is good. 4:22 to play here in the first quarter on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality design. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACA.
Kick situation, and Ward was able to get on it and return it. So trailing 7-0, here comes the Indian offense back to work. Judd out of the shotgun with a couple of men back there with him, one on each shoulder. As they give it, as it's to Winder. Winder's going to muscle ahead, maybe for a yard or two, and to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, the front line of Diamondbacks was able to collapse on him real quick because Winder had a good 4 or 5 steps to get into the line, and they had closed it by then.
Preston moved
and Judd found him right there, right in the numbers.
Good for
nice
20.
Throw.
Good for 20 and another 1st down. Century side of the field, 3:03 to play here in the first quarter, and Preston wants a timeout on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Diamondbacks on top by a score of 7-0, as we'll take a timeout. Once again, we'll be right back.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley.
They move the chains again, as the ball spotted at the 34, as Judd with a big drop back. Now he's going to have to scramble for it, running right over near the Preston sideline. Takes a little bit of a bump. He'll get out of bounds, and now a flag comes in late.
Yeah, there's going to be an unsportsmanlike against Century, I do believe, after the tackle. Used him to push off to get himself up.
As someone made a pretty good defensive play to try to get Judd down on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. Century leads 7-0. Out of the shotgun, they give it to Winder. Wants to go left. Now comes back right, spins, breaks a tackle, and gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't get very far. They had him around the waist, and he tried breaking it, almost broke the tackle. but they were able to get him down with no gain.
So second down and 10.
Got a wide open corner here on the left side. If Judd can get Lords free open here in the corner, be a good play.
They got 3 receivers right. Lords the single man left. They throw to the corner to Lords. He's got it. Touchdown.
Did I call the play or what? There we go. Way to go, Cade. Way to cover for me.
15-yard scoring strike. Preston back to within a point.
Yeah, that was a good call by the coaches. They saw the same thing I did. They had a man one-on-one coverage of Lords, and all he did is fake to the inside, stopped his defensive back, and then broke to the corner, and Judd hit him right on the numbers.
So a touchdown for Cade. Here's the extra point as Parker Cromwell comes on to try the extra point to get us even. And the kick is up, and it is good. 1:24 to play here in the first quarter tonight. It's 7-7 on the Les Schwab Tire scoreboard. Preston will kick off when we come back right after this.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Could end up being a winning season for us.
The Indians' best record they've had over the last 18 years was a 7-3 mark. That was back in 2010 under then head coach Sean Marlowe.
Yeah, those were some fun years. I had a boy that got to play under Sean Marlowe, and yeah, it was exciting. Those were some fun years. But we've had some good coaches here too. I've enjoyed the last couple that we've had. So
absolutely,
it's not just coaches. I mean, it's being able to get the personnel out on the floor, out on the field.
Here's some good news. Corbin Johnson back in at the running back spot as they put a man in motion to the Diamondbacks, and we got a flag over from the far side. It'd be a false start, another 5-yard penalty. So the new coach here for the Century Diamondbacks is Ryan Flashman. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because you've saw and you've heard lots and lots about his 2 boys.
Yeah, those were 2 outstanding players for Century, and that's why I say I was going to mention that's the first time I've been here to Century Field and not had a Flashman on the field. Well, but I do now, but it's a coach instead of a player.
That's right. So 1st and 15, as wanting to throw, dropping back is Satter. And he's brought down from behind, as coming and him from behind was Bracken Ward, and I believe he got the sack before he threw the ball.
Yeah, he kind of threw it just as he got into the grasp, but he did kind of a hook shot throw. It was kind of interesting. It just bounced right into the hands of one of the Indians players. It could have been an interception and back if they didn't call him down.
So it's a sack. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 18, it looks like.
It was a good time to call a blitz. The Indians did on him that time.
Put a man in motion, sets up behind the guard as they'll hand it off. And running straight ahead is Caden Horton, as Horton kind of struggles his way through the line of scrimmage and gets up to about the 22-yard line.
He's a very strong runner. Did you see he carried a number of Indians for about 4 yards, but it was vertical instead of horizontal.
Yeah,
so.
and then he was a little slow getting up as well.
Yeah.
So he gains 3 on the play. By the way, Titan Flashman is an offensive lineman at Montana State now. Bruin is in his first year playing wide receiver at the Air Force Academy, and he'll be in town this weekend to play Utah State. As coming around the near side again, here comes Gunter down the sidelines and finally brought down as Ward chases him down at the 43 after a long run for a 1st down.
Yeah, it was a great run, but it was a great hustle by Ward to be able to catch up with him and trip him up there. It was like a 45-yard run. You can correct me.
8:36 to be exact, and that's where the first period will end. On the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard, they've played to a tie after the first quarter. After one, it's Preston 7 and the Century Diamondbacks 7. We'll be right back. You know you can reach your goal if you can just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com. There's no better family activity than a night out at the movies. Worm Creek Opera House Theater on State Street in Preston is your local home for first-run family movies. The historic theater offers top-flight comfort, the coolest refreshments, and quality entertainment, all at family prices. Stop by the Worm Creek Opera House at 70 South State Street in downtown Preston. For tickets, showtimes, and a list of upcoming attractions, go to wormcreek.org.
KACH.
First down from the 41, as they'll once again hand it off. It'll be a short gain, as running straight ahead, once again the handoff goes to Gunter. This time he gets about 2.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, by the way, still tonight and tomorrow night at Worm Creek Opera House, it's the live production of A Monster Ate My Homework, and also there's a haunted maze as well.
I was just going to say on the announcing there just a minute ago, the announcer mentioned first and goal on the 41-yard line. The goal was 1 yard. That's what we gave him.
Second down and 8, and once again this time Preston's going to jump as Winder jumps over the line of scrimmage. That's going to give him 5 more, and it's going to bring up second down at about 3.
Yeah, he was going to try that blitz from the right side to the quarterback again and jumped it just a little bit early.
Preston at home next week. Pocatello Thunder in town. We'll have the game for you. The kickoff at 7, and, of course, the pregame show at 6:30 on mylocalradio.com and on KACH. Second down and 3. Once again, a man in motion coming here to the near side as they hand it off. As, again, it goes to the back Horton, and Horton's going to fight across and pick up the first down. He's going to pick up about 6 yards.
Yeah, that was a good run. They used that same play to pitch out to the man in motion there, which gave him a big run in the first quarter. But that went right up the middle, and good run for 6 yards.
I just wanted to say that a monster ate my homework. That's an excuse that I used often.
Yeah, I was so glad when I didn't have homework anymore.
First and 10 from the Preston 47. Clock moves with 10:35 to play here in the first half and a 7-7 tie. Man in motion again coming here to the near side. And he's going to lose yardage back to the 49 as the toss was outside to Gunter. And this time Preston was able to gobble him up and push for the Diamondbacks. As they'll run it straight ahead. Gunter, there's a face mask. As we see the flag coming in from way back behind the play, but that's going to move at 15 yards on the penalty, and it also comes with a automatic first down.
That's correct, and that flag came in from the back judge with probably a 20-yard throw on his flag. You know, when I was officiating myself, I had a $50 that I put in the end of my flag and taped it so that I could throw that thing just as far as I could. So I don't know what he might have sand. I don't know what he's got in the end of that, but I had a.
It really took off, though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It flew. Oh, it's only second down.
It's
5-yard face mask. That's why.
So it was only a 5-yard. Okay. About ripped his head off, but it was only good for 5 yards. And again, they go right back again, and it's Phelan with a big hole this time. And as he picks up the first down as he gets up near the 25.
And trying to see who made that tackle. I can't catch his number. It's like 72 maybe. Ward? Is that Ward? Or Lindley?
They'll throw out to the far side, and if receiver doesn't get turned around in time to see the ball as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, quick throw by the quarterback, but he had him open, but Lord, when he's close to another first down.
Blake Phelan ahead for 9 yards.
Phelan's going to pick up 9 more. And really 3rd down and 1.
The Diamondbacks are moving the ball really well on the ground. They haven't thrown for the last couple times.
They're very deliberate. They're not trying to fool anybody. They're just going to run it right at you and see what happens.
Yep.
Phelan again, the deep man in the eye. Man in motion comes and sits in the slot left. Again, back to Phelan, straight ahead. He's got another first down.
Blake Phelan ahead gets another Diamondback first down.
Phelan gains 3 more. They'll move the chains again as they're down to about the 25-yard line. Think about where we sit here in Century. It's kind of a lower setting, and it's hard to see the yard markers.
That's a 15-yard line, I believe. Dan, that's...
Okay, I'll call it the 15-yard line. As the second quarter of tonight's game brought to you by Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Find out more at level10lifecoach.com. As again, they'll go straight ahead.
Close to another first.
They get close to another first down. As again, Phelan comes up off the bottom of the pile. It's going to be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. As they line up under center and as they back out, not only does the quarterback Satter move, but also a couple of guys on the line do as well. So it'll be a false start and push I was trying to see who that is. Winder or Larson? It's actually Caden Latham who was able to kind of get onto that ball and make sure he wasn't caught.
Yeah, he was a good head taller than him. He had in front. I was surprised he didn't come down with the ball.
So it's 4th down.
It was out of the end zone.
And they'll line up for the field goal here.
I could see a fake here.
They'll set the ball at about the 19, so this is going to be a 29-yard attempt. The spot, the kick is up, plenty of leg, and it is good. Wow.
Yeah, this kid can kick. He's got a great leg, very confident in his kicking, timing.
Silas Wills with a 29-yard field goal makes it 10-7. Century on top on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard as we take a timeout. Back with the kickoff right after this.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852.
Century goes up 10-7 on the 29-yard field goal. And tonight's game brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan.
Well, the Diamondbacks have hit their average already, or just above their average, 10 points, so 8.2 or 0.3 average.
Inglet and Bland back deep. This is going to go down the middle. It's going to come to Mason Bland at about the 5-yard line. He's going to go left, gets up to the 15, puts his head down 20, and stumbles across the 20-yard line up to about the 23. Pretty good return for Bland.
Especially when he took it from the right side of the field and had to go all the way over, and he was tackled over by the sideline on the left side.
So here comes the Preston offense back out there as Owen Judd has been very well here, has done very well here early on in the first half. He's 6 of 6 for 74 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and they're mixing. I think they're mixing the running and the passing play up very well tonight. It's just those few mistakes when we get tackled in the backfield that they've made. So they're moving the ball and they're doing well.
65 of those yards and the touchdown have gone to Goes Carson.
I haven't seen a full out run down the sideline yet tonight, but I haven't got the agility. Good receiver, good little receiver.
You know, for the Indians, they've had tough opponents, yes, especially in Burley and Madison. In fact, they're going to walk the ball off as a penalty after the play was over, and the ball's going to end up all the way out at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. I didn't even see a flag.
So it must have been some sort of personal foul after the play was over, as it's a 15-yard walk-off here against the Diamondbacks. That's 4 penalties. As getting off the bottom of the pile, once again, it was Carson Winder.
Well, he's had a tough night tonight. He's running hard and he's running strong, but they're watching him.
3rd down and 7 here again. You know, I brought up that tough schedule that the Indians have this year for a reason, and I'll get to it here in just a second. Judd wants to roll left, looking, throws underneath and just dirts it as his intended receiver there, Larson, was not open, and it'll bring up 4th and 7. So for the Preston Indians, all of their opponents combined, as tough as the schedule has been, are only 6 games over 500. They're 23 and 17. That's a .575 winning percentage for the 6 opponents the Indians have had so far this year.
It seems like they were should have been higher than that, because they were tough teams. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too when I worked that out. They're going to go for it here at 4th and 7, as again Judd wants to roll left, looking, throws underneath. He's got Inglet, good for a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a good play by Inglet. They thought he was streaking down the field.
Timeout, 10-7 with 3.5 to play. We'll be right back. Sometimes in life, the next level seems to be just out of your reach. You know you could reach your goal if you could just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com. Other games going on tonight. Pocatello's idle this week. They'll be at Preston next week. Westside on the road at Declo. Rigby's at Highland. Bonneville is at Hillcrest. Shelley is at Idaho Falls. Skyline at Blackfoot. And Twin Falls is at Burley. And Jerome is at Minico.
Yeah, but then he broke it for another 3 or 4 yards.
First catch tonight for Winder. 1st and 10 for the Indians, and once again, Century jumps. That'll be another 5-yard walk-off against Century. I want to point out, since we don't have video tonight, that all the officials are carrying pink flags this evening in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Right. See, even they care.
So 1st down and 5. Twins to each side again for the Indians. Larson's the widest man here to the near side of the field. Positive yardage right over the center. And again, he's going to be close to another 1st down.
Well, what created that hole for Winder was they did a kind of a cross pattern between the 2 backs, and they crossed, and he faked one handoff and gave it to Winder. And by then, the front line had pushed everything to the right, and he was able to cut around the left side of the line.
He goes for 11. It's 1st down and goal at the 4-yard line. 1:57 to play here in the 1st half. And the ball came out. And let's see.
Ball from him. He was standing up, and they stole the ball right from him as he went through the line. They tried to go up the middle of the line, and they stole the ball and went forward.
So a turnover against the Indians as the Diamondbacks steal the ball. And they'll have the ball back down around the 8-yard line. Looks like where they'll mark it. 1st and 10 with 1:21 to play. Century leading 10-7 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard.
That's kind of like what happened in that Madison game. We kind of turned it over there on a chance to get inside the 10, and we can't complete the scoring.
Yep.
So, yeah, that can hurt you.
1st down. Phelan was able to pick up 3 yards on the play.
They moved it the other way, didn't they?
No, they brought it up. They didn't mark off the yardage until just now. So 2nd down and 7. Clock runs down in under a minute to play here in the first half. Century leading 10-7. They were leading last week at the half as well. Again, they'll go to Phelan right over the middle. It's not Phelan, actually, as this is Gunter. And Gunter's going to run it all the way down. As well, Wills comes back out again for the extra point. Here's the snap, the spot, the kick is up, and it is perfect again. 38 seconds to play here in the first half, and it's now 7 out, and we'll be right back right after this.
With over 24 years of building multifamily and commercial projects across the Intermountain West, Procon stands apart as a leader in the custom framing industry. Driven by the standard of delivering the highest level of customer service, high-quality work, and integrity, Procon is dedicated to building multifamily and commercial properties that exceed customer expectations. Visit online to see why Procon stands above the rest at buildprocon.com.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, tonight's game brought to you by Stokes Market with the freshest meat and produce in Preston and in the Cache Valley. Stokes Market on State Street in downtown Preston. And that is your textbook 14-point switch. Preston loses the ball inside the 5-yard line on a 2nd and goal run, and then Gunter takes it 89 yards for a touchdown the other way. Judd does. Oh, he's looking, wants to throw it down the sideline. There's Ward. He's got it. He's up near the each side. Looking again, and now he wants to throw it out here, throw it out of bounds. He threw it over the head of Knapp just to stop the clock with 29 seconds left.
Came in. It's got to be an unsportsmanlike coming from the other side.
Flag back in the offensive backfield. As, see what they call this, is the two officials are, will be against Century.
Yeah, holding an end over there, I do believe.
So that'll move the ball another 10 yards. That's got to be a flagrant.
Yeah, that's either face mask or horse collar, and I couldn't tell where his hand was, but it's going to be inside there.
It'll be a face mask. As.
Yeah, that'll be a big one.
This ball will be moved all the way up to the 20. So that's a 15-yard mark off.
Yeah, that pulled him right off of his feet. That pulled him down. He went backwards. His feet just went out, and he went flat down. Yeah, it was a definite rough one.
So England's going to come wide right. 3 receivers right. Judd wants to roll left. And again, timeout, this time taken by the Diamondbacks. They lead 17-7 on the Les Schwab Logan North scoreboard. Timeout again on the field. We'll be right back. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
They got 17 seconds left in the half. If they hurry, they can get 2 for sure, maybe 3 plays.
And here's the good thing. They're inside the red zone now, and they can run or pass on this one, even with 17 seconds.
Again, they go twins to each side. Looking over the middle, and it's going to be right through the hands. I think it was tipped, and then it went through the hands of Larson, incomplete.
Yeah, that Caden Larson, it did. He just didn't quite squeeze it. It was a good throw by Judd.
Knapp was the first guy to get hands on it, and then it deflected, and Larson wasn't able to bring it in. 3rd and 10, 13 seconds left in the half. Again, they go twins to each side. And hold on, we got whistles before the snap. Timeout again, taken by Century. It's taken the longest 38 seconds to run 13 seconds, but that gives Preston a couple of extra ticks to deal with here. 3rd down and 10, as they're going to send 2 receivers right. That's Knapp and Larson, 2 left, Lords and England. Throw it outside quickly to England. It goes over his head and out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. I think they're looking for some kind of double pass and throw it outside to England.
Yeah, I think so.
But it was too tall for Davin. Not sure if that was an intentional or not, as it'll bring up 4th down and 10 with 11 seconds left. Don't forget the Level 10 Live halftime report coming up. Oops, now they're going to line up and go for a field goal here, as Cromwell will come out and set the tee at about the 28. This will be a 38-yard attempt.
I think it's a fake.
He was kicking them this long in pregame. Snap, spot, and it's no good as he hit a line drive just over the top of the line.
Yeah, with Winder holding that, I was surprised it wasn't a fake, because Winder could have thrown that ball.
So Century leads by 10 with 7 seconds left here before halftime, as the field goal was no good. 17 look to break a 2-game losing streak. And right now, as we go to the halftime break on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard, it's Century 17, Preston 7. We invite you to stay tuned. The Level 10 Life halftime show is coming up right after this.
Level 10 Life provides skilled, one-on-one life coaching sessions to help you unlock your next level in life. Our trained professionals specialize in health, life, and career coaching. Book a free consultation to
your vehicle, home, business, or even life. Protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
People oftentimes ask us, why do people from other areas of the valley or other parts of the state or drive so far to come here? And a lot of times I'll ask.
Kind of one of our mottos.
West Motors will treat you like family.
WestMotorCompany.com. Papa J's world headquarters in Clifton, Idaho, started on the dream of a man who wanted to give back to his small-town farming community. 20 years later, it's a place renowned for its gourmet beef jerky, deli, and uniquely friendly customer experience. The friendly staff at Papa J's invites you to come in or find them online at papajs.com, where you can have the unique taste of Papa Jerky in small-town USA. papajs.com.
T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and Stokes Marketplace.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at
Well, welcome here to the halftime show, brought to you by Level 10 Life, with the Century Diamondbacks leading on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard by a score of 17-7. John, it was that big 14-point swing that really is the difference in the first half.
Yeah, and the thing of it is it's Preston's offense down in the red zone. Again, we've mentioned it 3 or 4 times already, but their struggles in the red zone. And I'm not so sure it's the play calling either. It's just that they're not able to execute what they need to execute at.
They moved the ball well in the first quarter. Just couldn't really get any substantial points other than the 15-yard touchdown pass to Cade Lords, would end up being their only points of the first half. but they moved the ball consistently, but just couldn't come up with the
Closing.
the big closing, the big closing punch to pick up the points.
Right, and it's like I say, it's not that they're not capable of doing it. They're just missing those particular plays that need to be done, because I know Century doesn't know what they're planning on doing. So if you're not executing, it gives the defense a chance to close in on the obvious.
I thought one of the keys that I thought about coming into tonight's game is the Indians needed to open the playbook up a little bit, and I thought maybe they did that fairly well. As again, Judd got off to a big start and throwing the ball well in the first half. In fact, he threw for 129 yards.
And his first 6 complete. 6 for 6. And then of course in the end of the second quarter he had to throw him out of bounds, which is an incomplete pass. So yeah, it's just a matter of everyone on the same page.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, for the Indians, I should say, the Diamondbacks took advantage of their opportunities given as they lead 17-7. Scoring in the first half, it all started on an 11-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, David Satter, for the Diamondbacks. The extra point was good, and it was 7-0. Preston got their only points in the first half. They tied the game on a 15-yard scoring pass to Cade Lords. The extra point there was good as well, and it was 7-7. With the game tied at 7-7, Silas Wills came up and banged through a 29-yard field goal for Century to give them a 10-7 lead. And then later, it was the running back Gunter, who Gunter's number 23, as he ran the ball 89 yards after Preston lost the ball inside the 5-yard line. And Gunter, on second down, took off and ran 89 yards untouched for the score. And for the Indians, the extra point again was good for the Diamondbacks. And it's 17-7, which is where we stand at halftime. It was Bentley Gunter, is what I was trying to say, who ran the 89-yard run back for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that was the turn of events. I was watching as the teams walked off at the end of the first half. And you could just tell by the body English when you capitalize on the other team, on their mistakes. Diamondbacks ran off the field, and Preston walked very slowly off the field, like with their heads down. You can't do that. You got to stay up. They're only down by 10, and which is very easy. I'm not going to say easy to come back on, but it's very doable.
It's very doable. This is a team in Century that has lost leads in the second half pretty much throughout the year as they come into the game winless. But in a rivalry game, anything could happen, and they lead by 10 after the first half. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll look at some stat numbers from the first half right after this.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
The Preston Lady Indian volleyball team gets ready to play their final home match of the year on Thursday, October 13th, when they close out the regular season by hosting the Century Diamondbacks. With the district tournament quickly approaching, this match will be important for the Lady Indians in seeding the tournaments. We'll have all the action starting at the pregame show, starting at 6:30. Follow the action live on mylocalradio.com with a full rebroadcast later that night following the Westside match, right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. Preston Volleyball is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, S&T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and by Stokes Marketplace.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to the halftime show. We'll look at some halftime numbers here, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. As in the first half of the game here tonight, let's start with Century and what they've done. As the quarterback, David Satter, was only one of 3 for 38 yards. He didn't have to throw the ball very much because they did so well running the ball. It was Brentley Gunther who carried the ball 4 times for 155 yards. He had runs of 28, 36, and 89 for a touchdown. So it's really the Gunter show in the first half. It was Corbin Johnson with 1 carry for 3 yards before leaving with an ankle injury. Satter carried the ball twice for 6. The Caden Horton had 3 carries for a total of 9 yards on the play. And then Blake Phelan carried the ball 6 times for 33 in the first half. As penalty-wise, Century had 6 penalties against them for a total of 55 yards. For the Indians in the first half, Owen Judd was 10 of 11 in the first half for 129 yards and a touchdown. Actually, I take that back. That should be 10 of 13 in the first half for 129 yards. Devin Inglet did not catch any balls in the first half, or run the ball rather. Owen Judd carried the ball twice for 4 yards. Carson Winder was the busy guy carrying the ball in the first half for the Indians. 12 carries for a total of 60 yards. Inglet had 2 catches for 10 yards. It was Cade Lords who had a total of 6 catches in the first half, including 1 for a touchdown. His 6 catches good for 100 yards, and Carson Winder caught 1 for 11 in the first half as well. Preston had 5 flags against them in the first half for a total of 35 yards.
Yeah, the key to the stats here is the turnovers. Preston had 3 turnovers, I believe, and the Diamondbacks did not turn the ball over.
Yeah. I mean, that turning the ball over inside the 5-yard line would look like Preston was going to take the ball in for a touchdown, and then one play later, the 89-yard run by Gunter, and really a 14-point turnaround just like that.
Yeah.
And Preston went from looking to get even to all of a sudden 10 down at the halftime break.
And that play before the 89-yard run was a steal with, I believe Winder was carrying the ball, was still stolen right out while he was up on the ground. So he was able to get it and run it back for 8 yards. So that gave them some breathing room on the next play, and they were open for an 89-yard run.
A little bit of an extended halftime because it's senior night here. Let all the senior band members get a little extra playing time out there for their parents here to watch them. So we're still about 5.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. Let's take another timeout. We'll come back with a little more here at halftime coming up right after this.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
The Preston Lady Indian volleyball team gets ready to play their final home match of the year on Thursday, October 13th, when they close out the regular season by hosting the Century Diamondbacks. With the district tournament quickly approaching, this match will be important for the Lady Indians in seeding the tournaments. We'll have all the action starting at the pregame show, starting at 6:30. Follow the action live on mylocalradio.com with a full rebroadcast later that night following the Westside match, right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. Preston Volleyball is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, S&T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and by Stokes Marketplace.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
It's the goal in everyone's life to reach financial independence and security. Evergreen Financial Partners in Preston can help with strategies to assist in those goals. They will design a plan to suit you, whether it be for your family, home, or current or future investments. Evergreen Financial Partners can help with life insurance, long-term life, 401ks, retirement plans, or mutual funds. Contact the experts at Evergreen Financial and let them put a plan together for you. Find them at 41 West 1st South in Preston, or go online to set your appointment at evergreenfinancialpartners.net. Evergreen Financial Partners, your first step to financial security.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back here at halftime as both teams back out onto the field. Preston comes home next week. They'll play their final two games of the regular season at home. Next week, it will be another conference matchup as the Pocatello Thunder come to town. Pokey enjoys a week day off tonight as they are idle, as they'll come in with next week with a record of 2-4 on the year. What will the Indians' record be when we get to that game coming up next week? Well, we'll find that out coming up over the next little bit as well. Second half coming up right after this. Stay with us. Sometimes in life, the next level seems to be just out of your reach. You know you could reach your goal if you could just figure out what's blocking your success. The trained professionals at Level 10 Life offer life, health, and career coaching. These professional coaching sessions will help you put the next piece together in your puzzle. Don't wait. The coaches at Level 10 Life are here to help you reach your next milestone in life. Schedule a free consultation online at level10lifecoach.com.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Franklin County Medical Center is proud to provide excellence in surgical and specialty healthcare right here in our community, making it extremely convenient to receive world-class care without even leaving the county. The best part is that we work closely with your primary care physicians to ensure a convenient and coordinated care experience. Our skilled surgeons are continually adding services to Franklin County, some you won't find anywhere in the greater Cache Valley area. Discover what is available right here at fcmc.org/specialty. You just might be surprised at what we have to offer.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, welcome back as we get ready to start quarter number 3 as Preston trails 17-7 on the left as they will get the ball to start the second half here this evening as they lead 17-7. As tonight's game, the third quarter, should say, brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. With all the parts that you need for your car or truck to keep it running strong, stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street in Preston. As Gunter and Jake Rawlings going back deep to accept the kick. As for Preston, it will be Kerry Swainston to put it into play. Indians will go from right to left here in quarter number 3. Across the 35-yard line and got a whole face full of Caden Latham and decided, nope, I'm going to step out of bounds right here instead.
And they saw him coming in and says, not me.
So here comes the Diamondbacks with a 10-point lead. See if they can hang on to the lead this time in the second half. As they rotate quarterbacks as Satter and Crabtree, but Satter stays in at quarterback here. He's gone the whole way so far, and he wants to throw. Over on the left side, it's complete. Burrows gets across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. Tristan Burrows with his first catch tonight.
Cade Larson was the first one to grab his feet.
And they'll run straight ahead as it be up across. They'll pick up the first down. As the run right up the middle goes to Caden Horton, good for about 7 yards.
Yeah, they've been able to run that play. Most of the time, our middle line right there has been able to stop him pretty quick. He got past Mendoza and Linhart.
Again, Horton straight ahead. Nope, they're going to keep it this time as keep hanging on to the ball is Satter runs the ball ahead for 5 yards. It's a good thing that he kept the ball because he tried to hand it off to Horton, and Horton ran right into a couple of big Indians and got stopped right in his tracks.
Yeah, that would have been a loss, but he pulled it out at the last second and was able to go up the left side for about 5 yards.
Second down and 5.
He threw it right over the top, who broke backs, the defensive backs, and wide open.
It's good for 30 yards on the reception by Bull, and it's first down inside the red zone again. They're going to go right down the middle to Bull again, and it's off his hands.
That was the same play as the last time, only they ran it to the other side, and I think it was just thrown again. The quarterback threw it over the wrong shoulder that time, but Bull was wide open and could have been able to grab that and go fall into the end zone.
So second down and 10. Spot the ball at about the 8 himself, and he's going to run it in as Satter runs 3 yards for the score.
Yeah, that was a tough play as Ward had a hard time getting a hold of him before he got to the end zone. Got to him just a little bit late, so he's able to walk into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's where we don't want to see is another touchdown further away.
That was much too easy.
Yes.
So here's Wills to try the extra point. Spot. Kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:35 left here in the third quarter on the Les Schwab Logan North scoreboard, it's now Century 24, Preston 7, and we'll be right back.
And we're down 3 scores.
South State Street, Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, the Diamondbacks get another score here to open the second half. They lead 24-7 as they're up 3 scores now on the Indians. As Preston awaits the kickoff, it'd be interesting to see what exactly they try to come out and do in the second half. As you know, they seem to be trying to set up the pass with the run. Usually, with the first 6 games of the year, they were doing things the opposite way around, setting up the pass, setting up the run with the pass.
Right. So, what they was hoping they could throw them off just a little bit, but they're not able. Their defense, Diamondbacks defense, is held up.
So here's the kick. It's going to go high and deep down the middle. It's going to come down to Bland at about. So as they walk the ball backwards, as they'll come in, and Preston will start this drive under the shadow of their own goalpost. 1st and 10 from the 10. And they need to make something happen, as they cannot afford to fall behind anymore. So 1st and 10. They'll start with twins to each side. Single running back is Winder as he stands on the left shoulder of Judd. They fake the handoff, throw it underneath to Lords. Cade trying to shake loose and break a couple of tackles. He'll get up to about the 14, so it's a gain of 4. So Lords with his 7th catch of the game.
Gain of 4 on that play.
2nd down and 6. Same formation, just with Winder standing on the right shoulder this time of Judd, with twins to each side. Looks underneath, throws underneath, and it's tipped as just coming across and throwing his hand up was 83, Charlie Hornick.
And he was
saw the eyes starting to light up of the Preston caught
right between 2 defenders.
He hung it out there. I thought that was picked off for sure, and somehow it fell in between them and right in the arms of Devin Inglet for a gain up to the 35.
Inglet looked like about a 6'4" leaper that time, with being able to go up and get that ball. Nice play.
So Inglet with a big catch, his 3rd of the game. 1st and 10 from the 35. Give it to Winder. As Winder is grabbed by the ankles, he's able to fall forward to the 39 as he gets 4. Winder, so far on the year, he came into the game having rushed the ball 92 times for a 277 yards, only a 3-yard average. 5 of the Diamondbacks, maybe just short. So they give him 9, and it's going to be 2nd down and about a half a yard.
The line did a great job moving, coming up and quick, getting the first block, making that block and pushing him back to give Winder that run space for 9 yards. Great job.
2nd and short. This is where you you have a free ball here. You can try to really wind it up and chuck it, but they're not. They're going to give it to Winder and just get the 1st down as Winder gets out across down to the 35-yard line. Good for another 10 yards.
Yeah, good run. Again, the offensive line is doing a terrific job. They see some weakness there on that side.
They'll spot the ball at the 34 officially. 1st and 10 there for Preston as they get back into Diamondback territory. Again, they'll go twins to each side. And
for 8 yards?
I think 7 officially is what I called it.
And you're probably right.
1st and 10, back to Winder again. As Winder stacked up as
2nd and 10.
Leo was Cortez Kiefer, number 60, had him by the feet, couldn't get away. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. But Preston seems like they're making a concerted effort to run the ball tonight, something they really haven't done much this year.
Right.
As the vast majority of them fell out of it because someone came up and bumped him. So it'll be a 5-yard encroachment penalty against Century and bring up 3rd down and 2. As looking across the middle, and he goes behind. He threw it behind Lords and was almost picked off.
Yeah, he threw it behind, and then it hit a Diamondback's helmet, and then hit
Inglet.
Inglet, in the helmet. Hit 2 helmets coming down. Just wondered that one wasn't picked off.
And the most surprised guy on the field was Colby Valentine, the cornerback. as he was just minding his own business and the ball hit him right in the head. So 4th and 2, Preston has to go for it. They need points. They'll give it to Winder straight ahead. He has the first down. He has more down inside the 5.
Down to the 2.
He gets down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 16. It'll be 1st and goal. That's puts Winder over the 100-yard mark tonight. Unofficially on our sheet, he has 104 and timeout. 1st and goal and timeout taken by the Diamondbacks. 4:50 remaining here in quarter number 3. 24-7 Century leads on the Les Schwab Logan North Tire scoreboard. As with the timeout in the field, we'll take it here as well and be right back.
We all have those times in life where having insurance has been a great comfort in helping to make a bad situation better. Naylor Insurance takes pride in being that friend there to help you when you need it the most. Serving the community since 1978, Naylor Insurance is proud to represent a number of carriers to fit your insurance needs through Mutual of Enumclaw. Stop by our new location, 223 North State Street in Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com. KACH.
Big spot here for the Indians. 1st and goal from the 2. This is the first night that's really felt like fall.
Yeah.
It's chilly out here.
It's nippy. I've put my coat on to see if I stop the shakes a little bit.
Twins to each side. Winder the lone setback. They go back to Winder, and he is stacked up, and he's going to lose yardage back to about the 5-yard line.
Loss of 2 on the play.
They needed a little bit of imagination there. I think I would have saw that one coming, I think.
As stepping up to fill the hole and not letting Winder go any further was the middle linebacker. And it's 3rd down and 2. Actually, a 3rd and about 5 now as he lost a couple of yards. They go to with twin running backs now. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, single receiver right. And again, they go back to Winder again as he's again stacked up as he just barely gets to the 5-yard line.
Yeah. They need a little bit of imagination here.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. 3rd and goal from the 5. All year long, they try to do everything with the pass. Yeah. They get down here in the 5-yard line. They're trying to run it through traffic right up the middle, and they're being stacked up by a very stingy Century defense.
They've done a great job stacking us up, too, inside the 10-yard line.
It's 3rd down. He wants to throw. He's going to throw that fade again to Lords, and it's knocked away as hand fighting there with the Lords was Caden Horton to strip it away, and it's now 4th down.
Yeah, you got to go for it. You can't kick it here. I mean, even though we've got a capable kicker in Parker Cromwell, but
no, you need 2 scores. You're down 3.
Yeah, you're down 3 scores. You got to go for it. And even if you don't make it, it still puts them back on the 5-yard line or close to it.
4th and 5.
Do a reverse or something. Some imagination.
Again, 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Lone setback is Winder. Rolling, now throw back over the middle and in and out of the hands as the ball was dropped by Larson, and he would come out of the end zone anyway. He was going to be short.
Larson dropped it, but if he'd let that go, it would have been right in the hands of Knapp. Knapp was standing right behind him, but he knocked it down forward. I don't know if it was intended for Knapp or Larson, but Larson tapped the ball and wasn't able to catch it.
So for the 3rd time tonight, Preston gets the ball inside the 5 and come away with Bupkus.
A goose egg, yeah. You can't win a game doing that, that's for sure.
So 1st and 10. Ball at their own 5-yard line for the Diamondbacks as they will run. And they will just let the clock run as they get back maybe a yard, maybe 2. As getting off the bottom of the pile, it's Horton.
Yeah, they're not going to try and do anything fancy here. They're just going to do what's been working for them the whole time. Excuse me. But they may throw that deep one down the middle, just to throw Preston off.
Time out on the field. It looks like Davin Inglett's coming off. He's shaking up a little bit, kind of holding his right arm strangely.
Yeah.
But he makes his way over to the sideline. They start the clock again with 3:07 to play here in quarter number 3. 24-7 Century leads on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. And they're happy just letting the clock run.
Oh, yeah.
Hand it off again, straight ahead. They'll get another yard, maybe 2.
Horton up the middle, no gain.
As again, it's Horton up the middle. They say no gain as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
The field looks really good, but it's sure hard to see from our angle here, that end of the field.
You got spoiled in Madison when we were way up high and it was easy to see.
Yeah, and we could see where they were.
3rd down and 6. Big play for the Indians. They got to see if they can get off the field. Out of the shotgun. Looking left, right, wants to throw it right. He's got a man open and it's right through his hands.
Well, and
Rawlings had it. The defense there by Latham.
Latham turned just at the right moment and was able to make a confusion with the receiver.
So 4th down, and it's going to bring up a kicking situation. So the Indians dodge a bullet on a good defensive play by Latham and a ball that should have been caught by Rawlings.
Yeah, Inglett's back deep, so he must not be too hurt.
Standing back at his own 45. The kick will come from their end zone. It's an end-over-end rolling kick. Takes a big bounce as Davin has it at the 47. Wants to go right. He'll get up to about the Century 46-yard line over on the far side and run out of bounds.
Yeah, England must be hurt somewhere because that's not like him to run out of bounds like that with the defender coming close. He'll usually duck his head and go right into the defender, but the would-be tackler.
2:01 remaining in the third, and the third quarter brought to you by Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Swing by and pick up anything you need to keep your car or truck running strong. 17 South State Street in Preston. Tonight's game also brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and the surrounding communities since 1925. So 1st and 10 Indians. I think this is the first time they start in Century territory tonight, as they start at the plus 47-yard line. Toss to Winder, coming left. As he gets around the corner, breaks a tackle, still on his feet up to the 30-yard line.
You know, that's the type of imagination I kind of hoped when they were down in the 10-yard line. Run that sweep out or jet sweep out to the right or left and let Winder give him some room. But going up the middle on these big guys, you know, they're going to stop him 90% of the time.
Unofficially, Winder 19 carries for 121. Inglet in the slot. Single receiver to each side. Winder the lone setback. As they fake the handoff. Judd rolling left. Now throws, but throws it over the head of Inglet and out of bounds.
I don't know how he could see that. I didn't see where the marker was. I thought he was almost past the line of scrimmage when he threw that. Should have kept running.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 1:26 to play. So the final 2 games of the regular season back at Preston for the Indians. Next week against Pocatello, and the final game coming up against the Snake River Club.
Oh, yeah.
Almost forgot. Throw underneath, and it's going to be behind the intended receiver, Larson. And we got a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag is.
Illegal motion.
Illegal motion against the Indians. That'll push them back 5. See if they decline it. Nope, they're going to decline it. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Final score tonight. Preston before they lost, or not Preston, but rather Westside before they lost that game a couple of weeks ago against Bear Lake. The last team they had lost to was Declo, 35 games before that. They come back and they beat Declo tonight, 21-6.
Good on Westside.
That game at Declo this evening. So congratulations to the Indians. Pirates. Indians, Pirates. That's all the same. Pitch to Winder, comes right, makes one move, gets around a couple of men, still on his feet, still fighting and moving forward as he gets across the 25, but he's still going to be short of the first down.
I don't know what happened to the other Indians. They should have been up there pushing him forward. Used to be illegal to assist the runner and pushing him forward. But,
that went out the days of the Bush push. 4th down and 5. They got to go for it again. Trailing 24-7. High snap. Judd comes down with it. Now throws underneath, and it's almost picked off. As coming across to knock it away was Jake Rawlings.
Oh, man.
And for the 4th time tonight, Century will take over on downs.
What do you do? I know I should be saying something here, but I don't know what to say because that's the way it is.
We keep talking about them trying to set up the pass with the run tonight, which is not out of characteristic for them, as the handoff goes to Horton. Horton spins around the right side. He's going to pick up about 5 yards.
Break one tackle, and a good tackle by number 24, Tyden Edwards. Is it Edwards?
Yes. So Horton with 4 more.
I'm looking over your shoulder to try to find some of these names because I don't memorize names very well.
Run down under 10 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. So we're going to move to the 4th quarter with Preston trailing by 17. There's the horn. We're done with 3. After 3 quarters tonight here in Century on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard, it's the Diamondbacks 24, the Indians 17. We'll be right back, or 7 rather. We'll be right back.
Whether you're in need of timber frame buildings, estate entrances, trusses, pergolas, pavilions, or gazebos, the craftsmanship at Milestone Timberworks reflects our passion and commitment of building for the future. At the beginning and end of the day, it's about achieving the built environment where the truly great moments in life are experienced. We look forward to working with you. Visit milestonetimberworks.com today.
The Preston Indian football team returns home for their final 2 games of the regular season, and it all gets started Friday night with a date against the Pocatello Thunder, as this game will likely decide the conference championship. Hi everybody, it's Dan Hubbard. Join John Slaughter and myself as these 2 teams will once again renew an old rivalry. All the action gets started with the pregame show at 6:30 on Friday evening, then catch the game live with a kickoff at 7 p.m. It's all right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com. Preston football is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, S&T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and Stokes Marketplace.
KACH.
Well, before we can start the 4th quarter, we have an illegal motion penalty here against the Diamondbacks, and that's going to push them back 5 more. Well, we start the fourth quarter with the Diamondbacks leading 24-7 tonight.
Is it too little, too late? I don't know. I've seen better. I've seen more comebacks than that. I'm still optimistic.
Yeah, you're still optimistic, but if you look at see what Preston has done, they've turned the ball over on downs 4 times, 3 of those inside the 5-yard line. As the fumble, as diving on it, I think he got it back, was Satter. And he did. It'll be a loss of a couple of yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 14.
Loss of 1 on the play.
So loss of 1. Ball back to the 22 of the Diamondbacks. As Satter barking out the instructions. Single setback with him back there in the backfield is Horton. Now jumps over to his right shoulder. As man comes in motion back here to the left is Phelan. They're going to throw across the middle, and is behind his intended receiver, Bull, and incomplete.
So they're going to send out the kicking team, give Preston a chance to get the ball. Still with 11 minutes to play.
So again, it'll be Silas Wills to come back out to kick, and England will back up back to about his own 40-yard line, as Wills will hit this from about the 10. Pretty good snap. They're coming after him, and he just does get it off. As the ball hits right at the 50-yard line, it'll bounce forward and roll dead at the 41, and that's where the Indians will have it with 10:48 to play here in the fourth. 24-7 Century leads on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard.
Preston takes over at the 41-yard line.
So
Well, another good field position for the Indians. We'll move it 10, 15, 20 yards down and hopefully get it in.
Yep, they've moved the ball the couple of times they've had it here in the second half, but have nothing to show for it. So they'll come out, twins to each side. Single setback is Winder. Winder's had a good day running the ball. But right now they need to throw. They need yards quickly. As they lob it up, far side, if they try to go to Lords, and it's too far behind him out of bounds.
Yeah, he was right on the end, out of bounds line, and he reached up to get it, but it was over his head. Excuse me.
15 of 20 I have, Judd, on the night for 158 yards. And the one touchdown. Toss. Winder wants to throw. Is he get it to Larson? It's underthrown and intercepted. As the ball's picked off all the way back at the 30-yard line, it's Jake Rawlings with the interception.
Yep, that's when you know your night's not going good and things just are not clicking for the offenses, when even a trick play can't come out. And like you say, that was a good throw, just not far enough.
It was just underthrown. Rawlings, playing the deep center field, was able to jump in front of Larson and pick it off. So an interception. Another turnover for the Indians. Their third of the night, I believe that is. And 1st and 10 again here for the Diamondbacks. They go 3 receivers left, but they give it to Phelan, who will go straight ahead and then finally push back. As it's not Phelan, it's Horton, my mistake. As Horton pushed back, no gain.
Who's number 9 for us?
That's Knapp.
Is that Knapp? Did a great job. He came off of the right corner and just grabbed him by the waist and was able to hold him up to get help.
Horton, no gain. 2nd down and 10. And again, they're just happy to let the clock run as we go under 10 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Preston really has to bring everybody up. They got 11 men in the box within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. As keeping it this time is Satter, and Satter's able to spin forward to get maybe about 3, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and call it 6. So another big play here for the Indian defense. They need to get off the field again and then try to move the ball without giving it up. They're going to send 3 receivers left. Single setback is Horton. 3rd and 7. As now they're going to rotate, get Phelan off the field and put Gunter back in the slot. And that'll be delay a game, I do believe.
Timeout.
Oh, timeout. They couldn't decide on what exactly they wanted to run, so they'll call the timeout here. 9:03 to play here in the fourth. We'll be right back.
I think the back judge started to count him down, too.
Whether it's your vehicle, home, business, or even life, protecting the things that matter most shouldn't be left to chance. At Farm Bureau, the Smith Agency, everything that is important to you is important to us. That's why our office and agents are united to protect your future and give you peace of mind today. I'm Brittany Smith. As your local Farm Bureau agents, my husband Braden and I would love to customize and simplify plans that are unique to you and what you care about. Stop in today and see how Farm Bureau can make insurance simple for you.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
A lot of changes have been made here at Century since the decision was made not to go back and play at the Mini Dome anymore. As they've added bleachers on both sides, there's plans in the works to expand the press box. I heard they're going to have plans in the works to build a visiting clubhouse over on the other side, locker room, back behind the bleachers on the far side. And I also heard that in the coming year or two, they're going to put in artificial surface as the pass is thrown, and it is complete to the sliding Gunter. Good enough for the first down.
That was a good catch. The ball was underthrown, but he went down after it and was able to pick it up. It was a good catch.
So another first down here for the Diamondbacks as they have the 1st and 10 at their own 49. Clock runs as they get the change set for 8:40 to play here in quarter number 4 as they lead by 17, looking for their first win of the year. Preston trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. As again, the handoff straight ahead goes to Horton. And Horton still fighting for yardage, gets across midfield up to the 48, and now a flag comes in late.
That's going to be on Preston.
Flag after the play.
As Josh Ayers, 75 for the Diamondbacks, was getting up off the ground. And they're going to pick the ball up and they're going to move it toward the Preston goal line. They'll move the ball up about 10 yards, and that'll be good enough for another first down as they set the ball down at the 39. So another 10-yard penalty here against the Indians. It'll be 1st and 10 once again here for the Diamondbacks at the Preston 39. 8:02 left here in the 4th as the clock runs. Twin receivers to each side. Lone setback. As they throw it out here, it's complete. Comes out to Burrows. Burrows tries to run up the sideline and finally gets his legs cut out from under him by Cade Lords. As they'll pick up about 8 on the play.
It was an interesting play. That's the first time I've seen him throw out to the side like that. He's usually been throwing downfield.
Make it 9 as it's 2nd down and 1. Ball right at the Preston 30-yard line. Phelan in lone setback. As Horton lines up in the slot on the far side, they give it to Phelan straight ahead, and he's going to pick up another first down.
Ahead to the Century, first down.
As Inglet comes over to make the tackle. As Burrows, or I should say Phelan, were able to run right across, right over the middle and pick up another first down as he picks up 6.
He's running like a knife through butter, just going right through him.
Well, he's the big guy. They've worn the defense down, and now just let the big guy hammer it home. They go back to Phelan again as 3, 4, 5 white jerseys jump on his back and finally wrestle him to the ground.
Our offense hasn't been able to stay on the field long enough to give the defense a break, but then there's 4 or 5 of them that are playing both ways too. So
gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to run down to the 7-minute remaining mark as again Phelan straight ahead. As coming up to make first contact there for the Indians was Alex Jensen, and then grabbed him by the waist and tried to pull him back. He's still going to get a couple of yards and is still going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, this is an important down for the Indians. They can't afford to let another score go.
They can't afford to they need to get off the field here.
Right.
3rd down and 6. As they jump, no flag. And it was the quarterback, Satter, trying to come out left and then slipped and fell. And is going to bring up 4th down and long.
And here comes their field goal kicker, who has been really good tonight, kicking the ball easy. This should be a chip shot for him.
Well, he's got the pad in his hand, and they're going to set this down at the 20, they're going to set it at the 28, call it a 38-yard attempt from dead middle. So here's the 38-yard field goal attempt. Wills, they set it down. The kick is plenty long, and it is very good.
As I say, that young man has a great kick, and he's very good at it, and he's not very big either. He's probably only about 5'8", 5'9", and maybe 130 pounds.
So that puts the Century up by 20 now, as it's 27-7. The kickoff coming up. We'll again take a timeout and be right back right after this.
Protecting buyers and lenders in Cache Valley for over 40 years, Northern Title is the trusted name in the tri-state areas of Idaho, Utah, and Wyoming. The staff at Northern Title in Preston protect you from unknown complications like access issues, unpaid taxes, hidden liens, or easement restrictions. Choose the right title company. Choose to close with Northern Title of Preston. Good deeds done daily. Call today at 208-852-5700.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, we want to welcome all those who've been listening to the Westside Pirates knock off Declo tonight, 21-6. Welcome here to Century High School in Pocatello, where the Century Diamondbacks are a little less than 6 minutes away from winning their first game of the year. They lead 27-7 as the kickoff comes down. As it's Bland, spins out of there. He's at the 30, 35, 40. Up to midfield, still on his feet. A flag down behind the play, as this is probably going to come back. Yeah. Bland takes it all the way back, about 90 yards for the score, but hold on. There's a penalty flag back at the Preston 45.
2 flags down. The only one that was capitalized on was the one to Lords.
So they're going to mark the penalty off from their 45. As again, I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I'd have to look that up. The official's just kind of pulling his hands apart.
Well, he's butting his fists together. I don't know. I couldn't tell for sure. But I'll have to.
They put the ball back at the 30. 1st and 10 Indians from their own 30-yard line. Now there's another.
Last time he's thrown most of the flags tonight. Him and the back judge.
So those 2 penalties against the Indians, that's 8 in the game for a total of 60 yards now. As the offense finally gets to snap the ball with 5:32 to play, all the way back at their 25-yard line on what a few minutes ago looked like it was going to be about an 85-yard touchdown return. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
1st and 10. As they want to throw over the middle, it's complete. They get it to Lords, and it's up to the 45-yard line. That's good for 20.
That was a good play there, and a good hard throw from Judd is on the line. You know, there was no arch in that ball at all. It was a dead line right into the chest of Lords.
2nd down and 1. Looking left is Judd. Now he steps out of there, throws underneath as it's complete again up to the 30. Diving forward. Whoa, he's got to go back and get on the ball. As again, it's Lords picking up another 20-yard pass.
Yeah, he was hit hard right at the lower part in the legs, and it took it right out. He came down, the ball came out.
So back-to-back 20-yard completions to Cade Lords. That's now 198 yards passing tonight for Judd. That's again complete as this gets to Winder. Winder spins out of a couple of tackles, and he's down to about the 10. 10-yard touchdown pass complete to Devin Inglet.
And Devin Inglet came from the right side over and ran straight to the corner, and his defender was behind him. So, and a nice throw by Judd in order to get that in the right and left corner of the field.
So Judd with his second touchdown pass of the night, as they'll line up and go for one here, as Parker Cromwell back out to try to kick the extra point to get back to within 13, but whistles before the snap. Offside.
That would have offside defense, yeah.
It would have been good. I was just decline
just
the penalty.
Take the penalty. Just take the kick.
You can't improve upon what you did. Just take the kick. Of course, they may not let him because it's a dead ball foul.
That's true.
27-13. Preston trying to bang this through. They can get back to within 13 points. Still have a lot of work to do with not a lot of time left, with 4:14 left on the clock, as Cromwell will move the ball up about a foot and a half and try it again. Snap this time is high and is blocked. So the state 27-13. Preston will kick off when we come back. We'll be right back right after this.
27, Preston 13.
In 1996, my father, Jay Moyle, started producing gourmet beef jerky in the foothills of Clifton, Idaho. Now, over 20 years later, Papa Jay's beef jerky is a staple of the Franklin County community. Family run since the beginning, the modern way of making jerky here at Papa Jay's is the old-fashioned way. Absolutely no shortcuts are taken in producing the finest quality and most delicious smoked meat you can find. Come over to Papa Jay's and bite into a tender, flavorful stick of Papa Jay's, and your view of jerky will never be the same. 10 South Main Highway, Clifton, Idaho.
Tonight's game brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive anywhere in the Cache Valley, and by Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. Kerry Swainston comes back on to kick the ball back here to the Diamondbacks. 4:14 remaining. Preston trails this evening by 14. It's 27-13. The 27 points is the largest offensive output of the year by the Diamondbacks. And for Preston, that is still below what they average giving up. As Swainston with the onside kick, as that'll be covered by 3 or 4 different Diamondbacks, and they'll have the ball at their own 47 with 4:13 to play.
Yeah, they're going to have to go 3 and out or 4 and out here in order to get the ball back.
Just to complete the thought, the Indians allow the 6th most points per game in 4A this year at 41.7. Of course, that includes that 82-point blowout and 56 against Madison. In fact, they've given up 138 points the last 2 games, as keeping the ball and running the far side as Satter will pick up 9 before being knocked out of bounds over on the far side.
And he was hit hard by Winder, out of bounds.
Clock stops with 4:06 to play. I invite you to stay tuned. The postgame show coming up after this one's over. The postgame show brought to you by Ralph's Construction. Actually, it said 9. It's actually a gain of about 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. As they'll give it straight ahead as Horton.
He'll get a first down.
We'll get the first down. That'll move the chains. Stop the clock momentarily while they move the chains with 4:02 to play. So it'll be interesting, my conversations with Coach Cunningham coming up at the beginning of the week. 4 receivers in the pattern here for the Diamondbacks. 3 left. Single receiver right. Feeling the lone setback, as again Satter will keep it. He'll run left and then slide safely in as he gets to go over the 40 up to about the 30. 8-yard line. Call it a 5-yard gain, and that'll just keep the clock running again. As it's down under 3.5 to play.
Yeah, the clock's definitely not our friend right now. The Indians, especially after that first down. So
they have 3 timeouts left, so it would appear that the Indians are pretty much running up the white flag. They're not trying to stop the clock with all of their timeouts. Again, Satter will keep it. Again, come left, finds a big hole, and he's off to the races. 10-5, touchdown. 38-yard touchdown scamper, and this one is over.
Yep. Yeah, that'll end any hopes that the Indians have of coming back on that one. Onside kicks or no. Yeah, they would have to score on a touchdown and then successfully an onside kick, and then because that's over. There's only 2:50 left in the game.
So here is Wills on to try the extra point again.
Ooh, blocked.
As it's blocked, and no good, and now a flag comes in.
Roughing the kicker.
Flag on the play.
As
Nap.
Now they're gonna wave it off.
Well, he did get the ball, part of the ball, and so when he goes up for the ball, hits the ball, and then goes into the kicker, it's not a roughing the kicker.
So the extra point no good. 33-13 as the Diamondbacks now up by 20 with 2:50 to play here in the game. So Preston will run the kick return team back out there again and see if they can see what they can do with the final 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Still down 3 scores in the game.
Yep.
Just about back where we were at the end of the first half. So back home against Pocatello. Don't forget Preston Lady Indians volleyball next Thursday night. Final game of the regular season. It'll be senior night as they play host to the Century Diamondbacks. Well, that'll be our next broadcast for you coming up next Thursday back at Preston Gym. Pre-game show, it's about 6:40. First serve about around 7 o'clock, depending on how late the JV match runs. As there's Wills. Again, he'll just bang it right down the middle. Goes through a couple of hands. Picked up by Bland. Back around the 10. Slips and falls, and he's down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it gets a little bit. The field starts to stiffen up. The grass gets a little wet with the moisture in the air. But, yeah, he just slipped and went down on his knee. Any hope of running that one back?
So 1st and 10 for the Indians. All the way back in their own territory again. Back at their own 10, 2:46 to play. As they'll run the offense back out there. Two receivers to each side. Lone setback is Winder. Judd out of the shotgun, looking left, throws underneath. There's Lords. He's got another one coming across the middle as he gets up to the 24-yard line. That'll be another gain of 14.
Yeah, that'll be a first down.
Well, the big night for Cade Lords continues. Another 14. Unofficially, I have him for 10 catches tonight for 158 yards. So Judd going to roll left, still rolling left, wants to throw underneath. It looks like it was on a bounce. And they're going to call it a catch and be good enough for the first down as they get that ball to Inglet. That'll be good for another 11 yards.
He had to go all the way down to his knees and it just fall into his lap right there. That's how low that throw was.
So 1st and 10, again moves the chains. Clock running with 2:14 to play. Looking over the middle, comes across, and Larson again has it poked away as Rawlings once again gets his hand in there to knock it away. So,
yeah, it's pretty tough out there right now.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 2:07 left. Throw it, and it goes behind Inglet this time. And bring up 3rd down.
Make some noise, fans. It's 3rd down.
I don't think they even ran the clock on that play. Because it was at 2:04, and and it's still there. Talk about a free play. 3rd down and 10. Judd looking, throws underneath. He's got a receiver as they get it to Winder. Winder trying to weave his way through the defensive backfield, gets up to about the 35. That'll be good for a 1st down.
Catch and run like that and only 8 seconds off the clock.
30-yard gain. As, again, the pass complete underneath. I believe this one goes to Titan Knapp, number 8, I believe that was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
That'll again move the chains before the chain gang can hardly even get it set.
No, I believe that was Lords.
Was it Lords?
Yeah, it was Lords.
Either way, it's 1st and 10. As Judd approaching 300 yards passing, they go to Larson again, hand fighting there with Rawlings, and Rawlings just hangs on to him so he can't get away.
Yeah, Rawlings didn't look until they were about 2 yards out from the end zone, and then he looked back and the official didn't want to call it. But he was holding on to him the whole way.
For dear life. 2nd down and 10, 1:15 to play. 33-13, Preston trails, and Judd as he tries to run, and the Century defense just reaches out and grabs him by the shirt and drags him down. It was Ian Bindusa.
Jackson Goslin with the sack.
They give it to Jackson Goslin, 52, and Preston wants a timeout with 1:06 to play.
Why?
Why do you stop the clock here when you didn't with 4 minutes left and it was 3rd down?
Yeah. Well, the thing of it is they want to try and get a score here to make it look a little bit more respectable.
Understand that. But to me, and I'm sitting up here. I'm not down there on the sideline.
Right.
But I'm sitting up here, and on a 3rd down, and Century just lets the clock run down 30 seconds on a 3rd down play with 4 minutes to play in the game. It seems to me that's the time to use the timeout.
Right.
Not with 1:10 to play, down by 20.
True.
But again, that's why he's down there and I'm up here.
That's why we do radio.
So here we go. 3rd down and about 14 here for the Indians. Twin receivers to each side. Out of the shotgun. Wants to throw underneath. Is complete to Winder. Winders gets stacked up. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 10. He gets out of bounds with 1:01 left.
4th down and 10.
Nope. Preston called another timeout. That's why they stopped the clock.
Yeah.
So they used their 2nd timeout now with 1:01 to play.
Either that or I think the clock people for Century's being awfully generous to us too. Oh, it's running. Why is the clock running?
Is the clock running? Preston called the timeout. We're not in a running clock situation.
No.
As
that should be.
as the Preston coaching staff is trying to get the attention of the officials. There should be 1:01 on the clock.
Yep.
So the clock ran down 32 seconds during that timeout when nobody was watching.
I think he heard me say he was being generous, and so he thought he'd run some time off.
And he's going to come over and relay it up through the coaching staff here on the Century side. They want 1:01 on the clock. So 4th down and 11 here for the Indians. Owen Judd unofficially 298 yards passing tonight.
And most of that to Cade Lords.
And a big chunk of it, about 50% of it. But it's all for naught, down 20. As he throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, and Preston will turn the ball over on downs for the 4th time tonight. So Century will take over on downs.
They're just going to deal this one
likely
down.
Just come out and just take a couple of knees, and this one will be over. As the Diamondbacks are going to win their first game of the year. They'll have the week off next week and then play Pocatello 2 weeks from tonight in the final game of the year. And have a chance, believe it or not, at 1-6 of advancing into the postseason.
Yeah. Yeah, see, we'll have to beat Pocatello, and then Pocatello will have to come back and beat Century.
Yeah. Everybody would have one win, but then Pocatello has a look out. Here comes Refrigerator Perry running the ball.
I was going to say, that's a big back. I think it's number 17.
I think it's 71. Carson Lindsay, one of the seniors. Big guy running the ball like that.
Yeah, it was 71. I was sitting there thinking it was 17. I'm dyslexic.
Timeout, Preston.
And then Preston burns their last time out.
Why? Oh, well.
So timeout Preston with 44 seconds left. As I think they want 46 seconds put on the clock, if I read the hand signals correctly.
I wasn't watching.
Either way, what's 2 seconds amongst friends, right? Now they get 46 on the clock. As Century have to run. Well, could still take a couple of plays here with 46 seconds left. Let's see which backup offensive lineman they're going to stick back there now. Nope, looks like they're just going to go into the victory formation now with 46 seconds left. As there's first snap, as Satter takes a knee, as they'll let the clock continue to run down. Well, for the Indians, it's a date next week at home against Pocatello, as they truly need to be able to pick up a win next week against Pokey. As Satter will take a knee again, and this one is over, and the Diamondbacks able to break their 6-game losing streak here tonight as they beat the Preston Indians. The final score, 33-13 on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. So it'll be a quiet ride home for the Indians as they'll come home and get ready for their final 2 games of the year of the regular season, both at home. And the first one comes up next Friday night against the Pocatello Thunder. And we will talk to you then. I invite you now to stay tuned. The Ralph's Construction postgame show comes up right after this. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, your only stop for new or used cars in Preston and in Logan. Stokes Market True Value with the freshest meat and produce in town. Webb Funeral Home, serving Preston and surrounding communities since 1925. Ralph's Construction, building homes in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll receive in all of the Cache Valley. Preston Auto Parts Car Quest, with all the parts you need for your car to keep it running strong. Naylor Insurance, for home, health, life, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw. Procon Homes, building quality multifamily homes across the West. By Les Schwab Tires. Stop in and see the tire experts on Main Street in North Logan. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. Get ready for your next outdoor adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors in Preston. Evergreen Financial. When planning your future, trust the experts at Evergreen Financial in Preston. Level 10 Life. Reach your next level in life with their life coaching sessions. Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency. Don't leave the things that matter to chance. Call Farm Bureau Insurance, the Smith Agency today. Northern Title, the trusted name in the tri-state area. And by Papa J's Deli and Jerky in Clifton. Now stay tuned for the Rouse Construction postgame show, coming up next. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Rouse Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Rouse Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
When you are looking for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but you want something that is ready to eat now, always stop at the Stokes Market Deli in Preston. With cold and hot cases, you can always find food that is fresh, hot, or cold. Sandwiches, soup, salads, deviled eggs, donuts, wraps, cheese trays, desserts, and a hot and delicious buffet. A meal out doesn't have to be at a restaurant. Come and enjoy something for everyone at the Stokes Market Deli today. 217 South State Street in Preston.
Hi, my name is Penny Wright, born and raised in Preston. I am your local Medicare agent. I am here to give you the knowledge you need so you can make an informed and wise choice for your Medicare needs. Call me at 208-852-2367 if you're turning 65 or have any Medicare questions.
The Preston Lady Indian volleyball team gets ready to play their final home match of the year on Thursday, October 13th, when they close out the regular season by hosting the Century Diamondbacks. With the district tournament quickly approaching, this match will be important for the Lady Indians in seeding the tournaments. We'll have all the action starting at the pregame show, starting at 6:30. Follow the action live on mylocalradio.com with a full rebroadcast later that night following the Westside match, right here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH. Preston Volleyball is brought to you by Franklin County Medical Center, S&T Electric, Procon Homes, West Motors, and by Stokes Marketplace. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors is the best provider of power sport vehicles right here in downtown Preston. Vehicles and equipment from brand names that you know and trust, like Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. Stop in and let us get you ready for your next adventure at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts, 777 North State Street, Preston.
A proud member of the Co-op, we save you money on advertising and enable you to reach more customers. We are KACH, Preston, Clarkston.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. Well, welcome back here to Century High School in Pocatello as the Century Diamondbacks win their first game of the year tonight, knocking off the Indians by the final score of 33 as we welcome you to the Ralph's Construction postgame show. At times, John, it seemed like Preston could move the ball, and at other times they also seemed like their own worst enemy.
Well, if it was a 60-yard field, we probably could have competed with them a little better. But we got down into the red zone, and we just could not seem to find the right the right play to get in to the end zone to make some scores.
Yeah, the red zone offense certainly was a problem tonight for the Indians. As 3 times they turned the ball over inside the 5-yard line and came away with 3 points or no points in those situations. And when you go back and look and you lose the game by 20, if you would have had those 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points, well, the outcome may have been a little different.
Could have been different, yeah. That's why I say a 60-yard field would have been perfect for us tonight because we moved the ball well. Cade Lord had a great game with a number of catches and plenty of yards, almost 200 yards, wasn't it? Pretty close,
Pretty close.
160. But great job by him, and Judd did a great job throwing the ball. We just couldn't run the ball very much on them. Their defense was stellar on the front line. And, that's how the game went.
33-13, the final score on the Les Schwab Tire Logan North scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and look at some of the numbers right after this. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Webb Funeral Home is proud to be the leading provider of funeral services in northern Cache Valley, including southeast Idaho, for almost 100 years. We are a full-service mortuary offering the highest quality services with very affordable pricing. We have plans to meet everyone's budget, from traditional funeral services to graveside services and cremation options. We gladly provide free insurance coverage review, quality headstones and monuments, as well as funeral transcriptions. Let us answer any questions you might have by calling us at 208-852-0533. Webb Funeral Home, a trusted name in funeral service since 1925.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you'll be appreciated. It's even better to know that you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciates every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car or truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in where you'll be treated like a friend. 17 South State Street, Preston.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Well, welcome back here. We'll look at some of the numbers that John was mentioning here a moment ago, as Owen Judd, unofficially on our score sheet up here, was 22 of 30 for 298 yards tonight. Good passing night tonight for Owen Judd. He also carried the ball 5 times for 24. Carson Winder had 24 carries in the game tonight for 136. So Cade Lords had to catch a bunch of those balls tonight from Owen Judd, who threw for almost 300 yards. Lords had 11 catches on our score sheet for 173 yards. Devin England had a touchdown reception. Lords had one as well, as Judd threw for a pair of touchdown passes. We'll come back, get some final thoughts from John, and say goodnight from here in Pocatello right after this. Since 2005, North Star's Ultimate Outdoors has been Cache Valley's source for fun and adventure. It's here you can find the biggest selection of snowmobiles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and handheld power equipment from the brand names you know, such as Steel, Polaris, and Yamaha. The professionally trained staff at North Star's Ultimate Outdoors of Preston has what it takes to get you out on the nation's leading brands. The best deals in the best town. North Star's Ultimate Outdoors. It's where the fun starts. 777 North State Street, Preston. If you're looking for someplace new as you head into your golden years, look into the tradition of quality designer homes built by Ralph's Construction in the Blue Sage Park area of Preston. Working in Phase 3 now, with Phase 4 starting soon, these homes can be built to a floor plan that you desire, or Ralph's Construction has other options that you're sure to fall in love with. Call today for more information, 435-232-1837. Now is the time to plan for the finest home of your lifetime. time. Ralph's Construction, 435-232-1837.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
All right, welcome back here to Century High School. Final score 33-13. The Diamondbacks knock off the Indians as kind of a tough night, frustrating night at times. Before we say goodnight, John, let's get some final thoughts from you.
Well, this is the kind of game that's really the heartbreak of your season. This was one we thought we could win. We had the positivity there. We just couldn't capitalize on the mistakes that we made or get into the end zone. But now we have to leave the rest of the season up to fate. A lot of that we could still win, but it's going to be tough to get into a playoff game, even with a win against Pocatello, because then Century would have to beat Pocatello. Pocatello would have to beat Century in order for us to even have a shot. So it's a tough game to swallow tonight.
Yep, it's a tough ask indeed. But Preston will come home and try to play their final 2 games and see where the matches fall and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, that's why I say the rest of the season is up to fate. But the kids want to definitely go out on a win, and we do have a chance. If we could beat Pocatello and then beat Snake River, I think it would help them feel a lot better about the season.
I think so too. So, and I'll wrap things up here for tonight. For the Indians, they return home next Friday night to face the Pocatello Thunder. Our coverage on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on mylocalradio.com starts with the pregame show next week at 6:30, and the game will kick off at 7. Our next broadcast comes up on Thursday night Tuesday night when the Lady Indians are at home as they will take on the Century Diamondbacks. It's also senior night that night, and that match will go a long ways to still deciding who will host the district tournament. Our coverage again starts at 6:30 on Tuesday, and the first serve at 7 p.m. Catch all the action right here on mylocalradio.com and on KACH Radio. Our executive director of KACH Radio Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. For John Slaughter, I'm Dan Hubbard saying thanks for listening and watching and with us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. As a reminder of the final score tonight as Century knocks off the Preston Indians. Final score 33-13 from here at Century High School in Pocatello. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.